Hey, Jeff here. Jeff Janakovo, continuing on with day, I don't know, 4 or 5 now, with what I consider this battle, this fight against the Pennsylvania state government, shuttering small business. I'm here, I'm just going to stay in the car this time, but I'm here again at Lowe's. I'll kind of pan and show you the parking lot. Back there is the employee parking lot. That's full as normal. Looks very normal. This gentleman that just walked by right there had what looked like window blinds in his hand. And as we scan through the parking lot, pretty normal for a rainy Monday afternoon in mid to late March. Look out the back. There's people there. So let's set this down in the holder for now. And as we have people come out, we'll take a quick glance at what they're buying. But again, here's my contention here, folks. If I, as a small business, a lawn and garden home center has to close, a hardware store has to close, a lighting store, a floor covering store, small appliance store, all these places are forced to close. But because Lowe's has, this is a big store. This is probably an 80 to 100,000 square foot store, because I'll be generous. They have 20,000 square feet of what the state is calling essential to health and life aisles in that store. They get to remain open for everything. And, as a small business owner, I saw many of my peers coming out late last week, or late 2 weeks ago, early last week, coming out saying, hey, here's what we've done. Contact reduction, cleanliness, taking steps to keep distance. Here's what we'll do in your home. All of these things taken out of an abundance of caution, taken out of an abundance of care in the communities that we work in, live in, and provide for. And yet these big box stores get to remain open. They get to do business across 100% of their footprint. Now, I've had a electrician, actually I'm going through it right now. Our hot water heater is out in the house. So I understand that, looking at rows of cleaners and looking at rows of sanitizing wipes and things like that, yeah, sure, that's essential. And you may look at things like electrical pipe and conduit and nuts and bolts as non-essential until they're needed. But there's no reason, folks, there's no reason why these stores couldn't shut down those aisles, rope them off, reduce the staff, which is, again, people out in public. And if somebody needs something, like my plumber, he needs a hot water heater tomorrow when he comes to fix the hot water heater in our house, I guess. There's no reason that he couldn't go place the order through an app, place the order online, pick it up, and have somebody in Lowe's or any other big box store go grab that item so they're in and they're out as little as possible. Again, as I'm talking, these folks right here, I guess window treatments are the rage, but I can't maybe see it. He's already put it in his car, but I don't really consider window treatments to be all that essential. And your local window covering store and dealer, they're closed. They're not allowed to go to your home. They're not allowed to come into your home and do an estimate, but Lowe's sure as hell can sell them. So that's my issue here. And if you don't understand that government has picked a winner in these big box stores, they've picked a loser in small business, well, guess what? Remain apathetic. Throw your hands up and say, I don't give a fuck this time. Because you know what's going to come next? Your turn. It'll be your livelihood. It'll be your business that the government says, we don't give two shits about you. We're going to pick the bigger guys to win, and you get to lose. That's where we're going, folks. That's what this is about. It's about government saying, you're in, you're out, suck it up. And if you go against us, we'll shame you, we'll fine you, we'll come after your business, we'll send the police to your front door. All the while, numerous attorneys and even the Berks County DA has come out and said there is no legal precedence or authority of law to allow this to happen. Nothing. So now a business owner has to decide. They're at a crossroads. Do they want to do the right things? All that I know have elected to do the right thing early on. Reduce employees in the business, increase distance, increase cleanliness, no handshakes, no contact, doing all the things that we're told to do. Yet these big box stores get to do it. By the way, folks, did you realize that 3 states have had their Democratic National Committee primary while all this bullshit's been going on? So let's get this straight. Groups of 10, okay to come vote. Groups of more than 10, okay to touch the voting screens. No problem. Gathering more than 50 in a time. So it's okay for them to have their primary. But not okay for me and my business to have what would be on average about 8 to 10 customers a day come in. Meanwhile, while I'm sitting here, folks, we've had that car change, we've had that car change, we've had that car change. You know, this person right here doesn't really seem that mulch or whatever lawn care is all that necessary. But they're still open because he got to throw some water in the cart. Sorry, local lawn and garden centers. Fuck you. You don't sell water. Close. Lowe's, all the other stores, Home Depot, Target, Walmart, they get to stay open. See how that works, folks? See how it works? Bunch of bullshit. And I'm not having it. These politicians need to know when they take somebody like me and they put a threat on me of fines, loss of business licenses, the ability for me to provide for my family, provide for my employees. You come at me like that, that brings out something inside of me that ain't going to get put away and is not going to go back up on the shelf. That's just a little too far, folks. You know, people who have businesses, they have businesses because they don't want to be an employee. And that's no offense to people that are employees. I don't begrudge anyone for choosing to provide for their families the way they choose. But you know me, I decided early on in my life that I wanted to be a business owner. I didn't want to work for other people. I was in that corporate world. I got shafted on a couple different promotions and opportunities. And I just said, you know, I'm going to go out on my own. Rather than sit here and take this, I'm going to go make my own way. And I've done that for myself and for my family, for the people that I've employed for years. Because that's what I want to do. But you know, business owners like myself, you know what our relief's going to be? Our relief is going to be take out a loan. That's right. Take out a loan that you'll have to repay back. Oh, sure, the interest rates are low, 3.75%. Oh, sure, the term is long at 30 years. Yeah, I guess that's better than nothing. But folks, just take your mortgage payment, what you pay each month. Calculate that out. Times 30 years, times 15 years, whatever your term is. And you tell me how much you're going to pay back. Because that's about what these loans are going to turn out to be. It'll be about 2.5 to 3.5 times the total payback of what was loaned in principal. So is it a help? Yeah, in the short term it is. But in the long term it's not. And I don't want a loan. I want to be open for business. I want to sell my product. I want to have my employees take pride in being at work and earning their paycheck. I want to take pride in that too. I don't want a handout. I don't want a check in my mailbox. I want to earn. I want to be there for my customers. I want my customers to be able to come to me. Now, I know we're in this time where we've all got to be locked down. We all got to take it a little slower. Fine. Then we all should have to do that. Every last one of us. So we'll see. You know, we'll see where this goes. You know, but this guy right here, shelving, unloading shelving. Again, I get it. I understand. I really understand. You're home right now. Maybe you're getting paid from your employer. Those employers should be applauded. Those who are stepping up, paying their employees right now. I get you want to cross off the projects, get a jump on spring. I get it. I really, truly do. But folks, if you participate in this, understand you're participating in something pretty evil that come down the road, might not affect you today, but it will affect you tomorrow. It will affect you next month, next year, 2 years, 3 years from now. It will. Government here is picking winners and losers. Government right here with this customer, this guy jumping in the car beside me right now that loaded up the shelving. The government just said, you know what, sir, we want you to go to these big box stores and not to these small. That's what they just said. Don't go to these small businesses. We're going to close them. But we'll let you stay open here. Well, that's the place you can go. And that's wrong. That is just plain out wrong. I mean, again, as I'm sitting here, you know, this guy in this burgundy car leaving right here. As I'm sitting here, those 4 cars right there, blue Honda, brown Chevy van, silver Jeep, red, I don't know, whatever that is. Those have all just come right here. You know, I mean, again, a lot of small businesses, they might see 5, 6 cars in a day. And that's all right. That's how they get along. That's how they provide and do well for themselves. I'm not bringing it up in that way to begrudge or belittle small business. I'm just saying that's the reality of it. So here we are. This is where we're at. Government's picking winners and losers. Small businesses just want to comply, play by the rules that we've been given. No reason we couldn't have done it. No reason that these big boxes can't rope off these non-essential aisles. And there's no reason that if an electrical item, a plumbing item, a small appliance is needed, you know, so be it. But hey, either we're all in this together or we're not. And right now, it's definitely, there's some that are forced into it. There's some that are voluntarily complying. And then there's others like these big box stores, you know, that just aren't. They're just not doing it. So that's that, folks. That's where we're at. Pretty sad state of affairs. If you can sign the petition, I'll put it in the description here. It would be really great. I'd really appreciate it because somebody's got to be willing to make a stink here. Somebody's got to be willing to raise their voice. If it's not going to be me, then who? I hope you'll join me. Take care.